because it could go hard into comedy or it could go hard into kind of like freakity. And
It's like that.
Welcome to SinCast, presented by Cinemasins.
All right, everybody, welcome to the SinCast. This is Chris Atkinson from Cinemasins, joined as always by the voice of Cinemasins, Jeremy Scott.
Hello.
Hello. What are you doing? What are you doing there?
I'm doing the trailer voice.
You doing a trailer voice?
Yes.
All right.
In a world where I say hello.
I was about to say it's either a trailer voice or it's Christian Bale or it's something.
Little Fairy Battle Bar.
Yeah, or it's that guy in The Witch who has that real dark voice.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, exactly. And for music video sins Barrett Share.
hello.
Holy shit.
You did like that Alec Baldwin Saturday Night Live skit. Hello, this is different.
Or Miss Doubtfire. Or,
oh, there you go.
There's a number of things that could.
It was a drive-by. It was a drive-by fruiting.
Yeah, exactly. Today we're going to be doing an autumn movie preview.
Yeah.
Is this the real life? I have prayed every night that he would escape.
How the f*** did this happen?
Mr. Scamander, do you think Dumbledore will mourn for you?
We are Venom.
We're far from the shallow now.
We're going to take another break from the road trip.
I love
And
doing these previews, man.
I do too, because we get to sort of have an idea what's coming out and everything. And I haven't been paying much attention because I haven't been to the movies in the past month and a half.
Well, we also, when we did our spring-summer preview, much like the previous years, we pretty much nailed it. We knew that we were going to probably enjoy some movies. We were probably going to not enjoy some movies. But this summer has been pretty spectacular. Started off early with Black Panther, obviously, which was, earlier than the summer. But Infinity War got us. I really liked Solo. There were a couple of others. Game Night was really good. There was
Of course, Game Night was in February
that
too.
was early on.
Deadpool 2, Mission
Deadpool
Impossible
2.
Fallout.
Deadpool 2 was.
It's been spread out a bunch.
Yeah. It's. I don't know if it was spectacular at all.
You mean the summer in particular?
Yeah, there
I
were
guess
some.
the year in particular has been good so far.
Yeah, it's more accurate to say the year because there were some that sort of spread out there, but then the summer hit and there was some hit and miss there. Some really good, but not overall. I don't think there's some that you had to find to be. You had to find Black Klansman. You had to find.
Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Eighth
and
grade.
stuff like that. Yeah, 8th grade. Those definitely contributed to being a good summer if you wanted to include those as well. But we're going to go to the autumn. We're going to go all the way through Thanksgiving on this one.
Yeah, baby.
Autumn is the best month. I mean, the best season.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah,
It really is.
it is.
I like the colors. I like the temperatures. I like the transition from hot to cold more than I like in spring when we're transitioning from cold to hot.
Mm-hmm.
Spring is okay. Got nothing against spring, but fall's the best.
Well, especially if you live in our climate where summer goes on forever. I mean, it's 90 degrees. It's mid-September right now, and it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, and it gets to
firmly
that
right
pretty
now.
quickly.
Yeah.
And we only get about 3 weeks of true fall here before
It's
it's
so
just
glorious.
40s and rainy for 3 months.
Yes, I'm just showering in apples and stuff like that during that.
Yeah. Oh, apple cider.
Naked, right?
Naked, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Naked apple cider. What?
Good for the skin. By the time this is published, these movies will be out. We don't need to really discuss them that much, but The Predator will have come out. It'll probably I imagine it'll be a decent hit when it comes out.
Are you excited about this at all?
I don't know. I look at the trailer and I'm like, there's parts of it that make me want to see it.
What do you think?
Oh, man.
This really isn't right up your alley, though.
And this has never interested me or looked good. I mean, I guess when I heard Shane Black was going to make one, it sounded all right to me, but from the time the trailer started coming out, and now, I mean, all the early reviews are not good that I have seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't want to call anybody out by name. You can find it if you want. But a guy we really like was like, you broke my heart, Shane Black. And it sounds like he's gone hard into the more comic elements this time out. And I don't know. I just, I like the original Predator. I think it's great. I think it's a classic. But nothing since then that has a Predator in it has been any good in my mind. So I have a hard time getting it up for this movie.
But nothing else has really had much comedy overtly in it either, right?
What? In
the Predator
series?
franchise?
No.
Not intentional
Well,
comedy.
Predator 2 has some, it's just a bonkers fucking movie.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to go watch it in theaters or anything, but there are parts of the trailer that made me want to I might want to see that. Then there's A Simple Favor, which is a Paul Feig drama thriller or whatever with Anna Kendrick and Blake
the
Lively.
trailer is all, I can't tell the tone of the film from the trailer.
I can't either.
Because it could go hard into comedy or it could go hard into kind of like freakity. And
It's like that. It's like that deadly adoption thing that came out, the Kristen Wiig and Will Ferrell thing, which apparently is completely straight-laced drama.
Really?
But the title and the fact that they're in it just doesn't add up.
Was that the one that was on Hallmark?
I think so.
Yeah, it was on like
that's
one
right.
of those Lifetime or whatever.
But the thing about A Simple Favor that stuck out to me was why did we grant Paul Feig this I can direct women license?
I don't know.
Just because he
You'd think
did
that would go to a woman.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
And he did Bridesmaids and they're like, all right, let's give you Ghostbusters and then let's give you this movie too. And it's like, I understand, but I don't. Why don't you just have a woman direct this?
Well, and we'll have to see how it turns out. It does have that weird feeling like it could be like exceptionally fresh, but it feels like it's, at least from what they're showing me in the trailer, it feels like a movie that I've seen before a few times.
Yes.
In terms of the noir-ish kind of feel, that who's good, who's bad, who's stalking who, the disappearance of the whatnot, and I don't really. If you tell me it's awesome, I'll watch it.
It ironically and unironically reminds me of Gossip Girl almost. You know,
That's a very good. Whoa, and then Blake Lively.
yeah, exactly. So like it's got that like duplicitous kind of. Blake Lively actually looks like she's having fun, which hasn't really happened in a while. I don't think so. And Anna Kendrick being Anna Kendrick.
I read a really funny interview. Actually, it was a summary of I think she was on Jimmy Fallon last night or something the night before. But she said
replace Norm Macdonald.
She does this thing that I think is the neatest thing. I've never heard of anybody say this, but she uses a particular perfume or lotion or scented soap while she's making a film, and then she's done. She bottles it, puts it on the shelf, and the next film she makes, she buys a different one.
Huh.
And when she wants to try and revisit. Because memory is strongly connected to the sense of smell, and so she'll use smell she'll go open a bottle that she used when they were making Pitch Perfect, and smell it to sort of transport herself back into.
That's very
that
interesting. Yeah,
I've never heard of anybody doing that.
Olfactory memory is extremely.
It is, man. I'll hit
powerful.
especially pine needles, man. When I hit a certain kind of pine needles, it takes me back to childhood. My great grandparents were caretakers of this campground, and I go right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was fascinating.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the movie doesn't look. I'm going to have several people have to tell me it's good before I'm going to really move on it.
And one of a couple of Pure Flix movies that came out this weekend. Unbroken: Path to Redemption, which is some sort of running movie.
What do you mean Pure Flix?
Pure Flix is a Christian-based movie studio outfit. They have this and some other movie. We'll get to that later coming out. But this is all these movies have that same kind of. Somebody's got this incredible obstacle, but they got to keep the family going. They got to keep praying going, all that type of stuff. But yeah, no, it's a running thing. No, it's praying. It's keeping the family.
but you're running. But I'm praying.
That's right.
Can you run and pray at the same time?
It's like Chariots of Fire for Christians.
Oh, that's great. Like Chariots of Fire wasn't already kind of Christian enough.
Right. It might even be the same story for all I know.
God, that would be funny.
It would be. What the fuck were you doing?
He's doing the Vangelis.
Oh, okay.
Just wasn't powerful enough.
I thought you were like. I thought you were doing the Enigma song that.
I remember that.
Don moi.
And then also came out this week, White Boy Rick, which is a Matthew McConaughey movie about dude who was it the FBI manufactures this kid basically as a drug dealer or something.
He actually wants to get involved. This 15-year-old kid or something like that wants to get involved in the drug dealing business, and I guess gets caught. And Matthew McConaughey is his dad and kind of mentor, and he turns into an FBI informant or CIA or DEA or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's based, I think, on a true story.
It is. Yep. There's a documentary coming later next year about the real White Boy Rick.
Interesting.
Based on a real story. And I read a review that said the kid playing the son, the main character, if he never does anything else, he's going to be a star from this movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And when I read that kind of praise, it makes me want to check out the performance, even if the rest of the movie isn't that good. Because I don't think he's been in much up till now.
Well, this was supposed to have come out a while ago.
Yeah, it was like
right?
August. It was supposed to come out.
Oh, okay.
When we
So
did
not
our
too far
summer,
back.
it was supposed to come out either early August or something like that.
Oh, okay. It actually, the trailers look pretty interesting.
Yeah, it does. I have seen some ratings on the IMDb that are a little concerning. Maybe it's not as good as like I'm hoping it will be, but who knows? I'm gonna go with the wide releases first, and then we'll go down into the limited releases after that. So on the 21st of September, we have Fahrenheit 11/9, which is the Michael Moore "Look How Clever I Can Be with Dates on My Movies"
How is he
type of thing.
even spinning this title? Like, the title makes no sense
It's
to me.
the election
It's the
day.
election. The
11/9.
day after our election, basically. It was the day that they called the election.
Oh.
Yes.
But
That's still dumb.
yeah, you're still it's like it's both like look at how clever I can be, and it's also a take on 9/11, which I don't like too much. But this is about the Trump era, and this is Michael Moore inflicting his Michael Moore-ness on the era and showing us how horrible it is. We all know it is.
Okay.
What is the documentary needed for?
I got a lot to say about this. So I read a long Hollywood Reporter interview with Michael Moore, where he very cogently lays out his argument for why this happened. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't know, Michael Moore was one of the first very public, especially liberal figures to predict that Trump was going to win. I think it was back in like early 2016, like March of 2016 or something like that. He said, this guy could totally win. Ha ha ha. If you remember, people, it's hard to remember back then.
Yep.
It was laughed off,
Yep.
the fact that this guy would actually win the presidency. And so Michael Moore, who traffics in a similar audience as Trump in terms of like the white working class citizen, does have a lot of followers and fans in that part of the Venn diagram, as does now Trump. And so what this is apparently a look at is how he mobilized them. Some of him as a demagogue, that kind of thing. Again, I haven't seen the movie, but this is how it's described. But essentially focusing on how this happened, not why this happened, not, there's some about the Russian interference and things like that, but it's basically about that.
Okay.
All stuff that I would probably watch because that's interesting to me. I'm very curious to see where that demographic stands today. Now, I cannot talk about this without bringing the fact up that our good friends Leonard and Jesse Malton have spoken out against him, Michael Moore, the person, not the filmmaker. They love they respect his movies. But apparently he has refused to pay the people that did his sound, Boston Light and Sound.
Okay.
And Leonard went on Twitter and recorded a fairly long video saying that I respect your work, but this is some horse manure. You're slandering good friends of mine that he is friends with Boston Light and Sound. And apparently it has come out that it's indicative of previous behavior where he has not paid people the way that he should be paying people, which makes the entire thesis of his work sticking up for the little guy suspect on a couple of different levels. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, listen. Okay. People wanted to say Elon Musk was just inserting himself into the situation with the soccer team trapped in the cave when he sent over his little underwater missile or whatever the fuck. And I think you could probably argue either side there. There's certainly plenty of people who were on site that didn't think he was being useful or helpful.
Yeah.
But I could at least buy the argument that some part of his motivation was pure. But Michael Moore, I don't buy that for a goddamn second. He wants the spotlight. And I think he's glad that Trump is in office because now he can put out another movie that people will give a shit about. Because when Obama was in office for 8 years, liberals were generally happy with politics. Michael Moore didn't do shit.
Yeah. Where Do We Invade Next did not do very well, or A Capitalism, A Love Story didn't do very well.
And I have never really been a fan of his manipulative. I wish that there was just a category called manipulative documentaries. And he could be the king of that cat. He can win all the Oscars in that category because I just feel like it's really unfair to actual documentarians that Moore's films get called documentaries when it should be clear to anyone paying attention at this point that he is an editorial filmmaker. He may shoot real footage of things that he sees that are happening, but he has an agenda before anything begins, and he's only going to show you what fits that agenda. There's not going to be any of that nuance that I was talking about with that Surfwise documentary or the tickling documentary that starts out just fascinated about tickling and ends up uncovering this whole sinister or underground mean bullying bullshit. Like that, Michael Moore does not approach subjects like that. He has an agenda, and then he shoots what fits that agenda, and it drives me crazy. So I already have no interest in whatever his goddamn movie has to say. But when I saw Leonard's video, I was extra annoyed because, again, he has built his entire reputation on banging the gong for the little guy.
Yeah.
And now they basically have had to sue him to try and get repaid, and he's blowing them off.
And slandering them in the process, saying that you've got a vendetta against me.
And Leonard had this like signed thing from Michael Moore praising them for their work and how brilliant they were. And it just, again, when was the last time you saw Leonard Maltin do this? Never.
No kidding.
Never. And so a lot of weight goes behind that, in my opinion, if he's that riled up. Anyway, none of that has to do with what's actually on film, but I'm not going to watch this movie.
There could be a really good documentary about people and why they voted for Donald Trump and all that. I don't think this is going to be it. Now, I am going to watch this.
He's talented for sure.
But I always have to sort of take a, sort of grain of salt kind of thing in mind when I go and watch any of his stuff because of exactly what Jeremy was talking about. So I will watch it, but I want to see a more even-handed type of thing. You know, you have somebody who's behind the camera who is not inserting themselves into this stuff, and they're displaying, this is just what I saw, this is what I observed.
You know, I hear exactly what you're saying with that. But when you get somebody like, it's different eras and it's different content technically, but when you get somebody with a very clear and very one-sided vision, like Spike Lee that does Black Klansman, if you take Michael Moore is from that same perspective, as in he is got, as you said, an agenda going in. He's going to prove his point, essentially, instead of showing you, quote, reality. I am fine with that because there's a certain amount that obviously I kind of lean toward. Now, there's a methodology like the guerrilla style, like gotcha type of thing that I don't think accomplishes anything, and if anything, reinforces the opposition to that. But I don't mind if you have a singular perspective and you're trying to cite evidence for it.
But then
don't call it a documentary.
But then
right?
we're just preaching to the choir at that point.
Exactly.
This isn't going to be anything that reaches people that needs to reach.
I know. There's no conversion, right?
Yeah. There's no conversion. There's no, this is what I found. This is why things happen. I don't have anything to say about it. What do you think? That type of thing. That's the problem. Like this is gonna be eaten up by liberals, but nobody else.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the point is.
Yeah.
Then there's The House with a Clock in Its Walls. This does not interest me in the least. But you said you read the books when you were a kid.
Love these books. I don't like how this looks.
Man, this movie looks stupid.
It looks stupid, and the books were not stupid. The books were genuinely creepy and mysterious and fun. And I read them at the perfect age. I think the child protagonist is like 11, 12, something like that. Right in my wheelhouse. And it doesn't look like there's any of that stuff in there. I would be happy to relate to this movie, but it doesn't look good.
I mean, maybe it will be good. That's something I'm trying to remind myself more and more of lately is that great trailers can result in bad movies, and bad trailers can result in good movies. It's not often. Usually a trailer gives you a pretty good vibe.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about. I mean, I watched maybe 3/4 of the trailers of these movies that we're going to talk about, but.
And then sometimes you get a Justice League trailer that shows you exactly what's going to go on in that movie, how bad it is.
Yeah, I would almost love to talk about that news, but it sounds like none of that news is actually news yet, and it's all just rumor and conjecture.
What the fuck was all that about?
I guess we'll come back next week and just see if Henry Cavill is still Superman.
Then there is Life Itself, which is an Amazon Studios movie. I guess they'll have this simultaneously released in theaters and on Amazon. Or
I'm pretty sure I saw a trailer in a theater.
Yeah, but I don't know how they distribute these movies. Do
I
they
don't
give
either.
it a? Because I know they have before.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it's like, we'll give that 3 weeks and then it's on Amazon, or if it's always on Amazon, or what.
Is this the Oscar Isaac one?
Yes. Oscar
Yeah, what's
Isaac-
with this bullshit title, too? Fucking
Yeah,
Life Itself.
I know.
This Is Us, man. It's from the
Yeah.
guy that made This Is Us.
Of
I mean,
course, yeah.
Fuck.
It's going to be This Is Us, the movie, and people who love This Is Us are going to eat this up, and that's not me.
They're all beautiful people in this. Olivia Cook is in this. Antonio Banderas, Annette Bening, Oscar Wilde.
That would be
Oscar
a trick.
Isaac, Olivia Wilde.
Laia
but-
Costa, who's
I mean-
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's it seems like This Is Us, Valentine's Day type movie.
Yeah, it does say in theaters September 21st, so
Maybe
maybe it'll come on Amazon like a few weeks after that or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
who knows? But what do you think of this? Does it look good at all?
No, here's the thing. As a young New York couple goes from college romance to marriage and the birth of their first child, the unexpected twists of their journey create reverberations that echo over continents and through lifetime.
Look, This Is Us has a pretty good reputation.
Yep.
I've not watched it. Dicer likes it.
My wife likes it.
I respect Dicer. But I'm pretty sure it's just a really well-made soap opera. And I'm pretty sure that's what this movie will be, and I think the Love Actually crowd will eat it up. And that's, again, it's not me. And more power to you.
Yep.
I don't hate on it. Maybe it's awesome. Maybe it's going to make people cry. It's going to make people laugh. It's going to make people call their mom. And,
Yeah,
all right.
It's
There
life
you go.
itself.
It's
It's
definitely
Life
not a
Itself.
movie that I will be seeing in theaters. Then on the 28th we have Hellfest, which is the horror movie at the haunted house thing where like real killings are happening.
Oh, okay.
And did you not see this?
No,
I
this
didn't
is
see this
this is
trailer.
off my radar.
Oh, okay. So Hellfest is it's these people going into like, your mom and pop haunted house or whatever, or people come out and try to scare you and shit. And there's a story like 3 years ago somebody got actually killed, and then that person was a prop and they didn't realize it for 3 days and all that.
My
And-
God, look at this poster.
And
that poster is bonkers.
and so these people go into the haunted house, the usual things happen, and then they see some girl crawling across the floor, and they're like, and this guy like stabs her, and they just think it's part of the act. And they of course realize later on it's not an act.
So they took that one scene from Scream 2 and built a whole movie around it. Like when she gets killed in the movie theater.
Yeah,
And
I would
everybody
say
thinks
so.
it's part of the show.
I would say so. Yeah.
You know, that's one of those things that, again, people will have to tell me to go see it, but that could be fun.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible idea.
No.
I never understood haunted houses, though, by the way. I'll just go on the record. Like,
Well-
I understand horror movies more than I understand haunted houses.
I don't like haunted
As
houses.
someone who's been to a few haunted houses, I don't get it either. And yet if someone were to say, "Hey, let's go to a haunted house," I would go.
I mean, yeah, it's a fun
Well,
group
now,
activity.
modern haunted houses are getting pretty awesome. Like, there's one up north of Nashville where it's like a hayride with paintball guns and you shoot zombies that are chasing you. And I'm like, that is not a haunted house. That is fucking awesome.
Then there's the ones that they have a few rare ones out there where they are allowed to touch you and stuff. So there's people who are seeking that kind of horror in their haunted house and like I saw a video of one. They didn't show everything that happened, obviously. They want you to experience it and everything. But like these people, like, they would be in like a coffin or whatever and like start not being able to breathe and shit. And they'd have to like pound on the coffin doors and shit like
Jesus.
that. Yeah.
no.
Stuff like that.
No.
Yeah. But of course you sign a waiver
Yeah.
You know, hey, if anything happens to you, well, what do we have anything to do with it?
No
This is
thanks.
why I don't make a habit of just casually signing waivers.
Yeah.
I read that shit carefully.
I'll stick to the pumpkin patches and the hay rides and
the
that kind of
cider.
thing.
Just give me some
And
cider.
the cider and the cider donuts.
Oh, God, do you remember the Apple Store at Opera Mills before the flood?
Yes.
They had apple donuts.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
those were the fucking best.
Oh, yeah.
Apple
Yeah, baby.
donuts, huh?
Uh-huh.
Then there's a modern retelling of Little Women that I think Leah Thompson directed.
Oh, and again, this is not
And
the
she's
Greta
in
Gerwig
it. It's
one.
not the Greta Gerwig one, but she's in it, and I think maybe she even cast the Deutsch, her daughters in
Zoe?
it. Zoe and the other Deutsch.
The Deutsch. The Deutsch juice.
Zoe
Yeah.
Deutsch is
They-
Leah Thompson's daughter?
Yeah,
I don't think I knew that.
yeah. Mentioned it a few weeks ago, but it was in passing.
And Leah Thompson is Fred Thompson's. No, wait. That's probably not right.
Leah Thompson is married to Howard Deutsch, the director, and then they had Zoe Deutsch and some others. She got an older sister.
Second cousin to Donnie Deutsch.
Mm-hmm, yes, exactly. But she has an older sister and everything. But I don't know if they're not featured much in the trailer, so they're probably not in it that much if they are in it. But it's got a few people in it that I remember
When are they going to gender swap it and give me little men?
didn't they already do that?
Oh, Jesus. Did they really?
I think
was
they did.
trying to make an awful joke, not call up a bad memory.
I don't see any Deutsches in
No
there.
Deutsches. She did some. Okay, so she didn't direct this. There's a movie she's directing that has the two daughters in it.
Zilch Deutsches.
Oh yeah, she directed a movie called The Year of Spectacular Men, 2017, and it has Madeline Deutsch and Zoe Deutsch in it.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I thought this might have been, but she didn't direct this Little Women. But anyway, it's a modern retelling, and I always wonder about stuff like this because Little Women has a very specific era type of stuff that happened. Like, she can't be a writer because she's a woman.
Yeah.
And there's this is 2018, and it's like she's a woman and she suddenly can't get something published. But I don't know. They may put a little bent on it of some sort that makes it make sense. I don't know. But it seems like a very era specific thing. And then you put it into 2018. It's like, get over yourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Then there's a trailer we've seen a million times. Night School, which is Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish.
Boy, subtitle did not try very hard. This is like the fist fight of this year.
Yeah.
I bet you they spent 2.5 days making this movie.
It seems like it. I
Really?
mean, they both deserve better than this because they're both funnier than what it looks like. They're both riffers. They both are high energy and everything. But I just want them to be in something that uses that talent. That's not just like slapstick, throw everything at the wall.
Dude, I don't know what the deal is. Kevin Hart, you watch his stand-up. He can construct a really good joke.
Yep.
Like, he constructs the storytelling of it and everything is great. But then when he gets in a movie, suddenly some sort of, like, training wheels get knocked off, and he's just like, every little, like, thing somebody says, he's got a riff on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's some sort of riff you're like, oh my God, that's so fucking lame, dude. What are you doing? And that's what Night School does a lot. Now, Tiffany Haddish seems pretty funny in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, she does, but she also seems similar to previous characters that we've seen.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I don't have high hopes for this.
There's no
Me
way
neither.
it's going to top Summer School.
No, of course not. Summer School is so great.
Do you remember that movie?
No.
Oh man, I watched the shit out of that
I remember
movie.
Summer School. That wasn't it was a beautiful young cast.
I think the girl was more famous, and then the guy that plays the teacher, who's I'm completely blanking on.
1987. Mark Harmon,
Mark
Kirstie
Harmon.
Alley,
Kirstie Alley, yeah.
Courtney Thorne Smith.
Man, I watched the
Oh,
shit
yeah.
out of that movie. Not at my friend's house. Mom and Dad didn't know I was watching that. But.
I remember that.
Was there a lot of?
No,
No,
but
I think
it
it
was
was PG-13.
It was just
PG-13.
it was just like Revenge of the Nerds style hijinks during a summer school.
Yeah, 1987. That's
Yeah.
going to be the crest of that genre.
Exactly.
And then there's an animated movie called Smallfoot, which looks like Ice Age 7.
Is it the one with the Yetis?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Listen, this might be perfectly fine. It might be even good. But you're telling me that this movie can get distributed, but fucking animal crackers can't get
That's
distributed.
exactly what I thought when I watched this trailer.
This is Ice Age 7 versus Frozen versus Penguin and Happy Feet and
But
everything
it's-
like that. There's no original
this is this
conceit here.
whole thing like, oh, let's reverse it. Let's say there's a kid who's walking around and his shoe print makes all these Yetis scared, and we got to find the legendary Smallfoot. Get it?
Yeah.
You know, that's what this seems like.
And
you know?
again, might be fine.
Might be.
I'm pissed off about animation right now.
I'm pissed off.
By the way, an aside, I watched the South Park movie last night for the first time in a long time because as much as I watched it back in the day, and I'm sure we all did back in the day, it's been a while since I've seen the whole thing. Man, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't remember that has changed that they probably wouldn't be able to get away with now.
Yeah.
And that, you know, but there's also some really fucking great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
love that
still makes
scene
me
where
laugh my ass.
everybody like they go into the pond to tell everybody that they saw the movie, and everybody's like, "Ooh, yes, you can fucking touch me!"
Yeah.
And then everybody goes, "We got to see this movie too," and everybody leaves, and it's just Cartman and Kenny, and he's like, "God, I hate you, Kenny."
yeah, just randomly out of nowhere. Yeah, I love that movie. Let's go through some of the limited stuff that's on the schedule. Some of this may not even come out in September, but it is on some of our sources, so we'll see what happens. The Children Act, which is an Emma Thompson movie where she's trying to decide whether this kid who's a part of a Jehovah's Witnesses family should get a blood transfusion or not. The trailer goes back and forth, like it's really trying to confuse you as to what happens.
Yeah, I saw a very positive review about this
Oh, yeah?
today in New Yorker, I believe, something like that, especially about Emma Thompson's performance. This looks really interesting to me, just the content alone. It's been a minute since I've seen her in something that could really like show her off, and I love me some Emma Thompson.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I'm hopeful about it.
But yeah, it's one of those type of, it's a courtroom drama essentially where. Yeah, and that's a really interesting, I mean, I would say controversial type of decision you'd have to make, you know? Because on one end, you're killing the kid. On the other end, you're going against religious beliefs.
Yeah.
And everything.
And it seems like this has been in the news at some point, too.
I'm sure
I don't know
it
if it's
has.
based on a story.
Yeah. Then there's the Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista's like Taken/sudden death movie.
Yeah. It's exactly what it looks like.
Final Score
Yeah.
is what it's called.
It's okay, they're at a soccer match and his
Yeah, it's
daughter
soccer.
gets abducted and the terrorists are inside the stadium.
Yeah.
And so he's got to take some fools out, and of course he's a special forces
They better be
trained
paying
soldier.
some fucking royalties to sudden death, right?
Well, sudden death taken, like fucking
I'm saying,
a
like
ton of
in a
things.
sports arena.
But
I
it's
don't
soccer.
know.
It's soccer.
Yeah, right.
it's totally
completely different.
Our joint goes da da da.
Jeremy,
da,
you can't
da,
make
da, da,
you
da.
can't make parallels when it's soccer against hockey. You can't do that.
You're right. You're right. I
I'm
guess
sure
they-
and I know, by the way, Jean-Claude Van Damme stars. No, just kidding.
because this is set in at a soccer game. It's probably going to do like 10 times the box office that Sudden Death ever did.
Maybe
Yeah.
so.
Right? A worldwide box office is going to be just fine with Batista busting up some soccer
It
fools.
does have this early 90s feel to it, man. They don't make these type of movies anymore. This daffy kind of like, you know, whatever. And it's kind of fun looking at the trailer. I don't know if the movie's
Sure.
any good.
And Batista's always like, you know, interesting enough to maybe this will secure his post Guardians.
Is Pierce Brosnan playing the bad guy in this?
He better be.
I don't know.
Pierce
he's in
Brosnan
this
is in
movie,
this movie.
He better be the fucking bad guy.
There's
Or
a
the
point.
president.
There's a point where I was like, "Who's the bad guy?" He's in shadows, and then finally, like when they're doing the names, Pierce Brosnan shows up, and I'm like, "Where was he this whole trailer?"
He's either the bad guy or like the prime minister or something.
Right,
I
right.
guarantee you.
But I think
What
there's
if the bad guy is the prime
That's
minister?
even
Yes.
better. Even better. And that's probably it now that you say that.
It's got to be him.
It reminds me of that movie that Michael Scott makes in The Office. The what is it called? It's the action movie where he's the main
Oh,
star.
It's the guy's name, right?
Yeah, something like that. And like no, it's got some some weird, like, Color Me Danger or some shit like that. It's got some name like that. And like, they're like, the president calls him in and the president's like, I need you to do this and everything. And then he comes in later with the bad guy and the president's in on it. And all this other stuff.
Color Me Danger.
Then there is, I Think We're Alone Now, a movie with Peter Dinklage and Elle Fanning.
Okay, so I only watched this trailer because we're doing this preview. This movie was completely off my radar, but this trailer has a vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in. I kind of want to see what's going on.
Yeah,
it's one of those trailers that gives you the vibe without giving you all the detail. And
all I remember about it is like there's some dead bodies and he's like porting them somewhere, and then there's like a friendship romance thing going on between him and Elle Fanning, and I was like, at the end of it, I was like, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Exactly.
But it looks interesting.
I like trailers like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, me too. Reed Morano did this one, who has directed some of the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh yeah, that's
episodes.
right. That's right. And then there is Lizzie, which is a different take on the Lizzie Borden murders.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe Sevigny plays Lizzie Borden, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Kristen Stewart in there, and there looks like they're having lesbian love scenes, and there's like that's all I remember.
It looks like a sympathetic portrait of her, like from her point of view, at least.
It's okay. This might be the best trailer I watched in prep for this show.
I agree.
I think it's an awesome trailer. I don't know if the movie's going to reflect that, but it sucked me in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready to go see that. And who'd have thunk? Again, do we need a Lizzie Borden movie? Maybe not. But it does sound like from some of those review sound bites they put at the end of the trailer that I saw that they have reinvented the story. They've done something new with it. So
yeah, I'm down with that. I think Christina Ricci did a version.
I was going to say somewhere Christina Ricci's like, God damn it, because hers was like a TV version.
Yeah. Because it's been told multiple times before. Because it was back in the 1800s, I guess, is when this happened. But yeah, I agree. That's another one with a very cool vibe to the trailer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, looks good. Who knows when we'll see it around these parts, but I'm looking forward to it. And then there's a documentary called Science Fair, which is, that's the thing about documentaries these days. They try to find that subject that you didn't think there was anything to it. And you find, whoa, there's way more to the eye, than it seems, and all that.
This is a documentary.
Yeah. But like it starts off with this kid winning a science fair and screaming like he's on The Price is Right or something, and he's like, yeah, I won. And then it just talks about the, how these kids are like obsessed with winning science fairs and being the best people they can be and all this other type of stuff.
I am down. There's definitely, if anything has been proven by the, Mr. Rogers documentary and even the 3 Perfect Strangers or whatever it is, there's a place for these apolitical, interesting stories, everyday life, that in particularly in this time frame.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's why I would be down to watch this quite a bit. You know?
Then there is a happening of monumental proportions. Notable that Judy Greer directed this.
Oh, wow.
And it's sort of, I don't know, it's got a huge cast in it. It's in Nat Faxon, Jennifer Garner, John Cho, Allison Janney, Katie Holmes, Bradley Whitford, Rob Riggle, Anders Holm, Common, who's in like 5 or 6 movies this fall.
He's becoming pretty common.
Yeah, exactly. And then Storm Reed, who was in A Wrinkle in Time.
Kumail Nanjiani, did you say that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani is in it too. But I don't remember what this was exactly about.
The opposite of the Lizzie trailer, where it gives you a vibe but doesn't tell you everything that's going on, but then gives you an idea of what direction they're going, is this trailer. It's the opposite of that. It flashes a bunch of places and people are smiling. Kumail Nanjiani gets a joke in when the music cuts out, and then it's like from the director of, I don't know, The Girl from Archer or whatever it is. It tells you nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know what to think of this. I know that Judy Greer's name tends to attract me more than not. So I will watch this at some point. Then there's The Sisters Brothers,
This
Oh,
looks
did you see that?
interesting.
I did see the
Yeah.
trailer for this. This has Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly, and it's a like a good old fashioned Western type of movie, I guess, where are they trying to knock off a few, like, what are they? They're robbers, right?
Yeah, they're assassins and they're going after a particular target.
Oh, so they're not robbers.
Well,
No.
I think they get paid handsomely for their thing, but
So
I
they're
think
assassins.
they're trying to go after Jake Gyllenhaal, I believe, and it's River. It's Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly, scuzzed up John C. Reilly, and this looks like fun, but also like got a little substance to it.
Well, I think it's going to be both, but I think it's comedy. Like, I picked up the book in the airport.
Oh, really?
Because I knew the movie was on the way, and all of the quotes on the back were talking about how, like, subversively funny that book is. And so I'll eventually get it and check it out because I like that kind of stuff. But it's basically it's gritty and dirty, and it's a Western, but I think it's going to be pretty fucking funny too. And we don't get enough of those.
No,
What was
no.
the last comedy Western you saw? Was it Back to the Future 3?
A Million Ways to Die in the West, and
God
that
damn
was
it, you're
shitty.
right. That was terrible.
Yeah, if we could want to call that a comedy or anything.
Or even technically, I guess it's a Western before it's a comedy.
yeah.
No, this looks really, really interesting.
Yeah, it does look good, and with that kind of cast, I'll eventually see that too.
Yeah.
Then there's All About Nina, which is a Mary Elizabeth Winstead as a stand-up comic movie, and I'm so glad that she's finally getting some roles that are befitting of talent that I thought she might have. Because early on, I was like, I don't know if she's ever going to take off at all. Like, she's pretty, but it just doesn't seem like she's ever going to get into that movie. And then Scott Pilgrim happens, and you're like, maybe, possibly. She's in Death Proof, the Tarantino thing. She's in that for a brief moment. You're like, maybe. Then Fargo season 3, she's in that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I thought maybe, possibly, it's turning around for her. And this is a type of movie that could really launch her too, because this is if it hits at all, because she looks amazing in this. This looks like a really good performance, character, everything for her.
Yeah, she's starting to get a track. That was 10 Cloverfield Lane was her, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's definitely starting to get a track record here, and this could be like a showpiece type of thing.
Yeah.
Similar to like The Big Sick that happened to Kumail Nanjiani. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Yeah, she's one of those, she's unlikable type characters, is always like, telling people off and shit like that. But still, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is The Old Man with the Gun, which is apparently Robert Redford's last performance.
Looks charming as hell in this, doesn't
It does. He's just an old school robber guy, goes into places and he's like real nice about it and everything, and he strikes up this relationship with Sissy Spacek in it. Who knows? I mean, it looks like an old fashioned type of movie,
He's had a weird late career, because he did All Is Lost, which you and I both loved, right?
Mhm.
And then he did that Shia LaBeouf movie
Mhm.
that you didn't like very much. He was in Civil War for a hot minute, and he was, I guess, fine in it. But, like, what else has he really done?
Winter Soldier he was in.
Winter Soldier, that's right.
Although, yes, they run together for me, too. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess he's not retiring from, like, the business. He's just retiring from acting. So he may direct again. I always found myself more interested in his directing career
Yeah, no kidding.
than his acting career. Ever since, like, Quiz Show, that era, I was like, this guy's a good director.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
And then finally we have Summer 03, which now you're getting old when people are being nostalgic about the aughts. Like, back in the day, in 03.
In 03, 15 years ago.
Yeah, this has Joey King in it, and it's sort of a coming of age type of movie.
She wants to give a blowjob. Is that what I'm getting from this trailer?
Well, I think that's how they suck you into the trailer.
Well, there's literally like
But-
her licking an ice cream cone on the
but I don't think that's
poster.
what the plot of the movie is.
It seemed
or
to me
else-
like the to-do list.
It may be a to-do thing, I don't know, but
But it's framed in, like I said, it could be like a ladybird. It could be that good.
the IMDb synopsis is a 16-year-old girl and her extended family are left reeling after a calculating grandmother unveils an array of secrets on her deathbed. So who knows?
Blowjobs.
But yeah, there's like they talk about blowjobs at the beginning of the trailer, and I don't think that's what the movie is necessarily about, but maybe there'll be a couple of blowies in there. You never know.
Is it Paul Scheer in this?
Yeah, Paul Scheer's in it.
Couple of blowies.
The summer of blowies.
It's the summer
That's
of
right.
blowies.
That's right. Summer of Blow 3.
Hey-oh. Oh boy.
Oh, you know what? There's definitely people out there who refer to 03 as that, right?
Yeah.
There's gotta be. So on to October. And October is where typically the Oscar season starts. So we start getting better movies and everything. The first one that sort of is vying for that is A Star Is Born. That comes out October 5th. This is Bradley Cooper directing and acting in with Lady Gaga. And this movie...
And Dave Chappelle.
And Dave Chappelle. This movie's been done at least once, and it might have been done twice.
At least twice.
Yeah, and it's been done in some certain form. Maybe not A Star Is Born, but it has been done in some certain form a few times, I believe.
Yeah, the most famous is Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson.
Yeah. This, I heard now, this is coming from Sean Penn now, so, temper your expectations. But about 6 months ago, I heard him on a podcast. He had seen this movie, and he said, this is the best movie I've seen in a long time. Now, who knows?
It played at the Venice Film Festival, one of these film festivals a week or two ago, and the buzz was pretty strong. Now, it's common for buzz to be strong out of festivals. But what fascinates me the most about this is how this movie looks expensive as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looks like $100 million movie. Probably was. The faith that those money men had to have in first-time director Bradley Cooper, who's going to do his own singing and guitar playing, and first-time serious actress Lady Gaga, to carry $100 million or more film. I'm going to look up the budget later. I'm sure it was outrageous. That takes balls, right?
It does, and I tell you what, man, I had no interest in seeing this movie when I heard about it, when I saw who was in it, even though I like who's in it, and I saw that first trailer. That first trailer fucking hooked me, man.
Yeah.
It hooked me.
Mm-hmm.
It's pure saccharine. It's pure, like, get up on the stage, honey, and all that kind of thing. Show your gift and all that stuff. But for whatever reason, it worked for me.
I feel like this is going to be a huge hit, man. I think it's going to be big. It hits a lot of quadrants. As you're going to get, people on both sides of the political aisle watching this. You're going to get, just a wide variety of people will be watching A Star.
Well, and who hasn't at some point in their life, maybe only childhood, but a lot of people into adulthood dreamed of being a singer or a musician, I think it taps into that dream, and it's one of the reasons I'm not super frustrated about this particular remake is that music has changed so much from the last time it was made that I think you can tell a different story to an entirely different audience, and it sounds like Bradley Cooper has taken his character in some much darker directions than previous iterations, and so I'll check it out. The trailer does look good. I already am a little worried it's one of those that's going to be a solid A, but everyone just decides collectively to call it an A+ forever and ever, and jizz all over it.
Right.
Interesting. Judy Garland and James Mason were in the original one in 1954.
Yeah.
And then it was Streisand and Christopherson.
So we've gone from Judy Garland to Barbra Streisand to Lady Gaga.
Yep. I think Lady Gaga is talented. It's just one of those things where her sideshow sort of has derailed what could have been like. I feel like obviously super more popular than any of us will ever be. But like her sideshow sort of like derailed that a bit.
Even
right?
at the Venice Film Festival, she arrived in this like Snow White gown by boat. Like with this whole fanfare thing, and I'm just like,
I know. But that's her
I think
thing.
I like the person more than I like the act or the character.
Yeah, because it's weird because the character itself looks like it's real stripped down, and it's her. She's a fantastic singer.
Yeah.
Like her using her natural ability and all that stuff.
Yeah. Opening on that same day, this is going to be a huge day. Venom comes out
October 5th.
I was I was watching this trailer again because I needed to, I had seen it a couple of months ago, but I watched it again yesterday. And I felt like this is a movie that would have come out in the 90s and would have just been forgotten as soon as it came out. One of those Spawn type movies.
Yeah.
Now though, because the base of that comic book fandom is so high, it's going to do incredible business.
Yeah.
It won't do, I don't think it's going to be 100 million or anything like that. It'll probably still do about 40, 50, somewhere like that.
I didn't have time to click through, but I saw a headline on Deadline or The Wrap today that said the early numbers are in and Venom is on track to make a buttload of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a combination of, because Spider-Man fans, there's almost as much love for Venom as there is Spider-Man in that universe. I've never understood it. And then Tom Hardy, everybody seems to like Tom Hardy. The problem for me is the first trailer looked pretty good. The second trailer makes me cringe, and I am no longer sold. So I'm going to need to see those good reviews rolling in on Rotten Tomatoes or some otherwher. You guys tell me it's awesome.
But I think it'll probably do really solid 50-something million opening weekend. Not that the Venn diagram of people who watch A Star Is Born and Venom are going to overlap very much, but I think that's going to be enough of a separation that it won't do hundreds of millions on that first week or whatever. But yeah, watching that trailer, I was like, God, this reminds me of being in the late 90s and all the stuff that's happening in this. I'm like, people would have just been like, but now that there's all these years of just building that world and everything, people are going to go watch this like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then on the 12th, we have Bad Times at the El Royale. I don't know what to think of this at all.
Nope.
It's one of those movies that sets up a lot like the earlier Hotel Artemis does, where a bunch of strangers, and Identity as well, where a bunch of strangers come into a hotel and then there's secrets and shit that are revealed as they go along, and it's got a lot of good people in it. It's got John Hamm and
Drew Goddard was the director.
Drew
and
Goddard,
writer.
yeah. It's got a lot of things going for it. It's just that after watching the trailer, I just don't know what to think of it.
And it almost seems like in the trailer, Jeff Bridges is caught between his Rooster Cogburn and his dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris Hemsworth again with Drew Goddard after Cabin in the Woods.
Dakota Johnson,
Nick Offerman.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough in this to where. It probably is going to be good, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I got burned so many times in the 90s by these large cast of random strangers in a place.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one U2 made? What, $1 Million Hotel?
Oh, yeah.
Something like anyway, I don't have it.
Forgot about that.
No.
Was that $1 Million Hotel? Was that Mel Gibson? And
I think, there was, I'm either putting two movies together or they are the same movie, because Mel Gibson was also in a hotel one. But there was a hotel one that U2 produced and funded. I think Bono's even in it.
$1 Million Hotel in 2000 has Jeremy Davies, Mila Jovovich, Mel Gibson, Jimmy Smits, Peter Stormare, Amanda Plummer, Donna Logue.
Wow.
Yeah, see, you love that cast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch that movie.
Yeah, it is that one.
All right, good.
Okay. But yeah, don't know what to think of it. It looks fun. It looks like exactly how Hotel Artemis did, and I wanted to see that, and it was gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The big one that's coming out on the 12th is First Man. We've talked a lot about that, obviously. I'm there. That looks like a great movie to me.
That's awesome.
Damien Chazelle with Ryan Gosling again, and it's about going to the fucking moon.
Yeah, man. I'm
and
excited.
All the stuff leading up to going to the fucking moon. And if it's like anything like Apollo 13 at all, then you've got a great movie there.
Yeah, and I have read that's something that they have done well with this film, or Damien Chazelle has done well, is show us a unique perspective on the space stuff, so that there won't be a lot of those glory shots from 2 miles up far away from the space center. From what I understand, it's going to be a lot more of their perspective, POV, help you feel the cramped nature of the spacecraft. I'm very excited about
This is a first weekend movie for me, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll be there opening weekend.
Yeah. The guy has a perfect batting average when it comes to studio films, and his first one wasn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then, everything about this is right up my alley. So I'm down.
Same here. The other one coming out that sullies the name of October 12th is Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween.
Jack Black's in this, right?
I don't know.
He's gotta be.
I mean, I'm sure he is.
He was just jumping back and forth from the clock with houses in its walls over to this one.
I mean,
I said the clock with houses in its walls.
It might as well be that, right? I don't know if he is. He's not in the trailer that I saw for Goosebumps.
Oh, interesting. I thought I had read that he was.
But on the IMDb that I'm looking at, he doesn't look like his picture's showing up unless he's uncredited.
Haunted Halloween.
But yeah, it's the kids go into R.L. Stine's old mansion and he find a book that has a lock on it, and they're able to pry it open. Then Jumanji happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then we have on the 19th we have the reboot of Halloween. This has got Jamie Lee Curtis back. It's got David Gordon Green directing, Danny McBride writing. The trailer looks good. It looks promising. It looks like they're trying to get back to that old Halloween, like it's Halloween night, and it's like he's at first the way the trailer is, I thought we were just going to have like a big like perspective from Michael Myers the whole time.
Oh, I think we are. Like from what I read, this opens with like a tracking shot, a one shot that's like 15 minutes long or longer of him going house to house. Like the trailer hints at this, but makes it look cut. And from what I've read, it's not. It's at least made it look like a one shot if it's not a single take.
That's pretty badass.
And that alone almost sold me on the film. Then I saw the trailer, and just everything feels right. The vibe, the tone. They got Carpenter's music. He wrote new music.
He's involved.
Some ass kicking Jamie Lee Curtis. You can't go wrong with that. She's getting out the guns, man.
Yeah, it was like Linda Hamilton in T2 in terms of like, oh, she's not fucking around.
Yeah,
and so yeah, I mean, I don't even care.
She even has that badass line. She's like, I was all these years I've been waiting for him to break out, hoping he would break out, and they're like, why? So I could kill him.
Yeah. I know. I mean, it took all this time to recapture. And our friend Jonathan can tell you all about like the merits of Halloween 2 or 3 or H2O or whatever. I had no time for any of those movies. I didn't like any of them. I just liked the first one. But it took all this time to get back to it, to get to that feel. And it seems like they're at least in the ballpark.
So the thought is that this one is ignoring everything after. I don't know if it's ignoring Halloween 2, which was a continuation of the first one, but it's definitely ignoring 3, which was not even really a part of the series. 4, 5, The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and of course the zombie films. It's ignoring all those, and it's going straight back to let's forget all that happened.
Was it 3 that was Season of the Witch?
Yes. There was an idea for Halloween at the time to have different stories based around Halloween every year. So they figured, like, we don't need Michael Myers. We'll just come up with our own, like, little horror story every time, and it'll be just called Halloween. And, of course, nobody went to see Season of the Witch because people want to see Michael Myers.
Yep.
And there's no Michael Myers in that movie. And it's a terrible movie anyway. Even if you put Michael Myers in it, they wasn't going to save that shit. Then also on the 19th, you have Serenity, not the Serenity that was based on the Firefly show. But it's Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Jason Clarke in this weird, almost Red Rock West type of thriller where she hires McConaughey to kill Jason Clarke. It's her husband. But there's something weird going on that they don't want to really explain in the trailer. He's like, there's a point, because Matthew McConaughey whispers all the way through this thing. He's like, seems like everybody in the town knows what's going on except me, blah, blah, blah. There's that weird, he's like, what? There's that one point where he's talking to the clerk and he's like, isn't that weird? Everybody knows what's going on except me. And she has this weird look on her face. Will you come back right now? Are you here?
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
it's got like a weird, dead calm, like Wicker Man, original Wicker Man type of thing.
Yeah. Then on the 26th, we have Hunter Killer, which could only be a submarine movie because if you know your submarine movies, they're always going after hunter killers.
Yeah.
But this has got Gerard Butler in it. This one. Yes. It's got Jared Butler in it, but this looks like they're not always down in the submarine. Like most submarine movies are like, we're gonna show you the tight quarters and like they're always there. There's always danger lurking in the water. This has some like a lot of like above ground type stuff in it too. Like it's trying to, I think it's trying to paint a bigger picture of the war or whatever that's going on.
Okay.
I think the conceit of it is they're trying to stop a war, but they somehow end up inside of a war that is already going on or something like that. Whatever. Hunter Killer. Then there's Indivisible. This is another Pure Flix movie. This one is another one of those where
is this the one where like her husband gets killed overseas or something like that?
I don't know. It's a war movie.
Oh, okay.
And I think the husband lives. He's the main character, and like, yeah, it's like he keeps going over. It's kind of like American Sniper.
Would you ever like willingly sit down and watch one of these things?
Not the way these movies look. No,
yeah.
They look cheaply made, and they look like they're ready to just to get the Sunday crowd in there and then make their money and leave.
Yeah.
And every time I look at these trailers, I'm like, I kind of want to be able to want to watch these movies, but I want to root for them.
I'd like for one of them to be watchable.
But this is the same deal, right? This guy keeps going overseas, and it's like the wife is upset because he keeps going over, and like you should be paying attention to the family, and it becomes more about keeping the family together than it is about him needing to do his heroic deeds and stuff like that. And there's a lot of praying, as all these Pure Flix movies are. There's a lot of praying. Make sure that the praying goes on. It's like Tyler Perry. The first few Tyler Perry movies were all about that. It was always some woman who was in an abusive relationship, and she would like finally get the nerve to leave that awful man. And then she'd go to church, and the church would be like, you need to find a way to get this back together and blah, 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 and everything. And like, they sing at the end, and then the husband has gone through some sort of reformation, and they get back together. That's how those Tyler Perry movies happen.
Excellent.
Here's a movie that everybody requested. Johnny English Strikes Again.
Wow. How is Rowan Atkinson still like doing stuff?
I don't know, man.
He's probably only like 48 somehow.
No. He was probably 48 when the first one came out. But yeah, I don't know why. There's another Johnny English. Maybe it's popular still in
Did you ever
Europe?
like the Mr. Bean Johnny English? Or I guess they're two different things, but his shtick is his shtick.
I've never been a big fan of that type of thing. Yeah.
Have you?
It's all right.
When people are just kind of dolts and just kind of like walk into situation to situation and everything, and they either screw up things and it makes a farce out of everything or whatever. I'm not usually a big fan of that. But.
I mean, it's always felt like a poor man's Pink Panther to me. And Pink Panther was always only just okay for me. Like I was never like a big, that's fucking hysterical. He accidentally did.
Yeah.
Har, slap my knee.
All right. Okay, so here are the limited releases coming out in October. You have The Happy Prince, which is an Oscar Wilde biopic that Rupert Everett directed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's starring as Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
And it looks good.
It really
looks
does.
really good.
Got a great cast, too.
Yeah. It's got Colin Firth in it. Who else is in it?
Emily Watson is in it. Colin Morgan, Tom Wilkinson, where he gets to probably use, I guess, his native accent for once.
Yeah, for finally. But yeah. Goes through the usual trappings of these type of movies, though, too. Like, well, he's gay. They didn't like that back then.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's got to fight through that and everything.
Yep.
But it looks great.
Yeah.
Then there is Trouble.
Did you watch this
I
trailer?
saw the trailer. I don't remember what this is about.
No, this is Bill Pullman.
Oh, yeah,
and,
okay.
and
Angelica Houston.
By the way, recent Bill Pullman has been killing me lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's killing the shit. Like, I don't know where this came from, because Bill Pullman has always, in my estimation, been a one-note actor. He can do this, and he can do a little bit of that. But now, he just decided to gloves are off it. And in the center, and in this, what it looks like he's just kind of going unhinged. So it's a brother and a sister that get together and that can't get along, and it looks funny and it looks like it's got a good cast, and like this is not something that I would show up first day for.
No,
but it looks like an interesting movie.
It has also has David Morse and it has Julia Stiles in it.
Yeah,
Julia Stiles looking terrific in this movie too.
Yeah.
Then we have Beautiful Boy. This is I saw the trailer for this. What was this?
Timothy Chalamet and is it Chalamet or Chalamet?
It's Chalamet, and that's all you have to say.
Timothy Chalamet and Steve Carell. And
oh yeah, that's right.
Jesus Christ, I haven't heard anything other than how much these two love each other from the Toronto Film Festival and all that.
The two
stuff.
actors?
Yes, the two actors love each other. They had an immediate paternal bond, and they love each other, and they're really good together, and it's immediate Oscar buzz. I'm down with it. I'm sure it's fantastic. I'm just getting a little sick of hearing about it.
Well, I saw a headline that Armie Hammer said they're going to make Call Me By Your Name 2.
What?
I heard something about that there was it was a couple people involved that said a sequel could totally happen on this.
I'm just, it's making me feel like Call Me By Your Name, and when I finally ended up watching that, I was a little underwhelmed. So I'm wondering if I'm going to have the same experience here.
Oh, no, I don't think there's a romantic thing.
No, I don't think there is either. I'm just saying
it's
the Chalamet is getting all this praise for the dramatic yada yada. I watched Call Me By Your Name, and I thought he was okay. There wasn't anything about his performance that I thought he's the next everything.
Really?
No.
Now, I thought he was spectacular. Now, I didn't like the movie. I didn't like the context. I thought him and Stuhlbarg in particular were just fucking killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was good.
Right.
I'm not trying to detract. I'm just saying that movie, and he became the next River Phoenix, and I didn't see it in that one performance.
Look, how dare you, Jeremy?
I guess I don't understand.
Look, just
what am I missing?
Just, he was awesome in it, and let's just go on.
All right, fine. He rules.
But no, it's a father-son movie, and the main thing is essentially that I guess they have a good relationship or a great relationship until something happens, and then the whole thing is Carell trying to reach out to him and trying to get back to where they were and all that.
Based on a true story, based on a memoir.
Based on memoirs, yeah.
Man, dramatic Carell doesn't always land, does it?
I wouldn't categorize it as that.
I've only seen it a couple times.
Like he's hit or miss.
Okay, I
would say that there are times,
Sunshine, which is great, which he's great in.
Yeah.
You got Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
Where I didn't really buy it all that much.
Well, and if he's only great in that movie, if that's actually how that guy behaves in real life, because otherwise it's a little too cartoony.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a couple of other things that I'm.
Battle of the Sexes, I didn't like him in.
Yeah,
he's good. He's good in the way back.
Yeah. He's pretty good in Dan in Real Life, and that's kind of a dramedy.
That's the thing. I don't think I would categorize it as, oh man, this is so hit or miss. You don't ever know what you're going to get from Steve Carell in these movies. It's not really his fault.
Yeah,
it might be the movie's fault more than anything.
Yeah.
I agree about Foxcatcher though.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the makeup job on that is one of those things where I'm not quite.
Well, and he's got another shot too with that Welcome to Marwen movie coming out. So
I did watch that trailer. That's an interesting ass trailer, right there.
Sure is. Again, based on a true story and a real person. But yeah, I mean, I think he's had more positive dramatic experiences than negative. But yeah, maybe not enough for me to just say he's a shoo-in.
The Big Short, he was a dramatic character in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I gotta chew on that a little bit more.
Then there's The Oath, another Tiffany Haddish movie. This is with Ike Barinholtz, who directed this movie. It's they're a couple, Tiffany Haddish and Ike Barinholtz, and they invite, I guess, his side of the family over, and his side of the family is very right wing. Is that what I'm getting from this?
I think so. Yeah.
And so like they start saying things that are just a little bit like, you don't say that type of shit, in mixed company.
Yeah, and it might be fine. What it looks like is a little bit more muted Tiffany Haddish, which I'd love to see a little bit more of. Not necessarily dramatic, but just like take it down a notch. Let's see what we can work with.
Then there is mid-90s, the Jonah Hill directed movie.
Can't make a more tailor-made movie for me than this.
Yeah, no, same here. He even looks like he shot it 90s style. Yeah. Too. Like the film stock of it and everything looks very 90s and everything. This looks fun. This looks like a good movie.
I mean, if recent history has taught me anything, it's to pay attention when comedic actors do directorial debuts. And so, yeah, and I saw this trailer, and yeah, it feels like, I think the biggest takeaway, and this says more about me than anything else, is goddamn, I'm old. When there can actually be a 90s aesthetic now. Because I remember when we were like in the aughts, and I was like, you can't even pin the 90s down yet, bitches. I could tell you what the 80s were all about, but the 90s are too fresh. And now we're here. It's not the case anymore. Yeah. And this is, I was talking to my wife about this the other day, because we've been on a run the last 5 years or so of a lot of 80s nostalgia. And being done well. Stranger Things, It, and 90s nostalgia is obviously naturally the next wave. And this is like the first one that's really kind of tying into it.
Yeah, Captain Marvel's going to do the same thing.
It is. Very interesting to see.
Probably a very different movie.
Maybe just a tad bit. Probably less Samuel L. Jackson in the Jonah Hill movie.
Yeah.
But no, it looks great. It looks,
Music
I'm
looks
very
like
curious.
it's on point.
Yeah.
It's about skateboarding.
It looks like it's actually, because it looks like he's doing what Greta Gerwig did, and then he's actually telling a story that he knows very well from his own youth. So
yeah. And then there's What They Had, Hilary Swank, Michael Shannon, Robert Forster, Blythe Danner. This is family trying to sew things up together. And
I don't see and I guess when we get into December-ish, you'll really start to see the Oscar contenders coming out. But I don't really see, besides Beautiful Boy, I don't see surefire bets that everybody's been saying are really out there.
Those will become more
Stars
apparent.
Born. Sorry.
Those will come more apparent in December when they start doing those releases, those quick Christmas releases and everything. By that point, you'll know, okay, these are the movies that have the buzz going for it, and here are the movies that could contend.
What They Had. What a terrible title.
Another terrible title.
Jesus.
Imagine putting that into Google.
I bet you once they finally settled on that title, they looked around the room and went, fuck.
Yeah.
What have we done? How did we even make this movie?
I know. What They Had and Life Itself and, all this shit. Come on.
Yep.
Well, I typed Serenity into Google, and the first thing that came up was the Firefly movie.
Yeah, of course.
As it should be.
Then there's Killer Kate. This looks like...
Killer Kate!
Yeah, Killer Kate!
Sequel to Killer Joe?
Probably.
Excellent.
Why not? Because that movie was so good.
Yeah, totally deserved it.
But Killer Kate looks like it's a bunch of women who go to some retreat and they're going to go kill people.
Yeah.
That like you can pay to go do this, kind of like Hostel or something like that.
It pits family against family.
Yeah.
I don't know. This looks funny to me for whatever.
Yeah.
Is it a comedy?
It's like a horror comedy.
There's it looks real bloody and all that, but there's a scene towards the end where I think it's the main character's got blood all over her and everything, and she's blown somebody away, and her friend's like, yeah, or whatever, just really excited or whatever. But yeah, who knows? And then there's the remake of Suspiria. This also has Dakota Johnson in it.
It does.
And it has Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It looks amazing.
Yes.
It's got a score by Tom York.
I got a bad feeling.
Wow.
I have no basis. I got a bad feeling.
Okay.
Isn't it like super long too? Isn't it like, I want to say that I read it was like over 2.5 hours long. Not that in and of itself
2.5
denotes quality.
That is kind of a long horror movie.
I got a bad feeling, and I have no basis, and I hope it turns out great.
I will say
you remember the original one, right?
Kind of. I saw it a long time ago.
It's got really interesting subject matter.
Jonathan's really into it, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I think so. I'm super into that movie. I like that movie a lot, and I could totally see it updated with a modern aesthetic and it being a gorgeous, really atmospheric horror movie.
Yeah, the thing that just stood out to me was just how many different beautifully composed shots are in that trailer. Now, that doesn't always translate for me. I tend to like my horror gritty and dirty and not very beautiful and everything like that.
Like your women.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And be that as it may, that's how I like my horror movies too.
This seems like a whole different ball of wax, basically. Now, in the original, who was Dario Argento, just because it was Italian and all that stuff, it seemed to have kind of that mix of gritty horror film, but also with these stunning visuals and stuff like that. So I kind of I'm typically with you, but this looks so sleek and gorgeous and beautifully shot. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too.
I hope it turns out great.
Then we get into November. November 2nd, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Probably more well known for the behind the scenes shit at this point, but I mean, the trailer came out and it seemed like Twitter blew up when that happened and everything. Rami Malek is playing Freddie Mercury in this. He's gotten some sort of pull since doing Mr. Robot and everything. He's been around forever, but he's finally like becoming like a well-known.
Has he been around forever?
Yeah, I mean, forever is probably like 15 years.
Interesting.
I remember him the first time I remember seeing him because he's got a very unusual look.
Yeah.
Was in that show called The War at Home that had Michael Rappaport in it and all that. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
It was not a very good show, but I watched it. He was the friend of the son
Oh wow!
in that show, and he wanted to have a relationship with the son. He was like, was attracted to the kid.
Ooh.
But then you saw him stuff in like Twilight, and he showed in the later Twilight chapters. He was in that too. And then Mr. Robot comes along. He's become sort of like that, just about to break out type of guy. Now he's Freddie Mercury, and if this movie hits, then he's gold.
I worry about this film because I feel like you need a just pitch perfect Freddie Mercury impression. And then I think that sinks the film after that because it becomes more about the impression than the man.
Did you like Ali?
I like Ali more than most, but what makes Ali good, I think, is Will Smith's performance. I don't think the film is great, but I don't think he gets quite the credit.
Do you think he nailed it?
I think he came pretty damn close, especially anytime he's doing one of those rants at a press conference, especially if he's walking while talking to the press. I feel like that was Ali, the way he delivered those lines. Anyway, point is, Jamie Foxx disappeared into the role.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that movie. Rami Malek may be he may do a great job. That doesn't mean the movie's going to be any good. And I love Queen. I love their music.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, are you talking about Will Smith, Ali, right? Not Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
No,
I
switched from
switched
Jamie.
to Ray.
Yes, I switched to Ray. With
Oh,
Jamie
okay.
Foxx.
I was like,
Jamie Foxx is in
I
forgot he was in both movies.
Yeah, that's why I had to get the clarification there because I was like, wait a minute. But no, I mean, these biopics, man, I already kind of know what I'm going to get into with this.
Well, the interesting thing, I think we may have talked about this, is that it sounds like they're just taking a specific period of their career and looking at it instead of like the entirety of the formation of the band all the way up until his death. So if that's the case, then I could probably be on board with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll watch it on home video or HBO at some point. Maybe I'll be impressed. I don't go for biopics very much, even when it's an artist that I really like their music. I don't know that I care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. It's going to come down to, you know what people are going to say? They're going to come out of this and go, he really nailed that. He really nailed that performance.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, well, Val Kilmer nailed Jim Morrison, but I don't want to watch The Doors.
No,
No, according to all the things I'm seeing on IMDb, they're still showing Bryan Singer as the lone director, but Dexter Fletcher ends up being the main guy on this.
Yeah, he took over.
Bryan Singer was definitely fired
But
from
it
this.
says even though Fletcher directed 16 days of filming, the Directors Guild of America deemed the sole credit for directing the movie to Bryan Singer. So that's weird.
That'd be awkward award buzz.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be showing up to collect it.
Yeah, that would be crazy. There's just so many of these titles that keep coming out that are the same
I know.
fucking thing. Nobody's Fool.
Yes.
Which is another Tiffany Haddish movie.
Yes.
Tyler Perry directed this one.
Yeah.
And
There
I
you
don't
go.
remember much about this trailer. I just remember just going, Nobody's Fool? Really?
Yep.
Like there's not another movie you can think of called that right now? That's,
Will this be her fourth movie this year? Because wasn't she in something earlier this year?
I don't remember if she was.
But I mean, 3 within a season.
Yeah.
That's
3
insane.
within 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know if that's good for people's careers to do that. Like, if they all hit, it's amazing. But if they all fail, then...
If you're Jim Carrey, then that works
Jim
out.
Carrey did have a sort of a spread out 1994, though. Like,
Yeah, that's
if
true.
Ace Ventura didn't do well, it might have bled over into the summer, and The Mask wouldn't have done well. And maybe Dumb and Dumber wouldn't have. Maybe I don't know, but it was spread out. This one's like within 3 months. And will people be? I'm tired of Tiffany Haddish. I mean, she was all. I mean, after all, she was also on that movie awards.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
She's all
about,
over the place. And like, are people going to get tired of her and everything with that kind of I don't know, release strategy? Then we have the Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
Oh, God.
This looks like Alice in Wonderland again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we've got this property. It's the Nutcracker. Let's just make a whole fucking Alice in Wonderland out of this shit.
Yeah, and you know what? As somebody whose mother dragged him to so many versions of the goddamn Nutcracker ballet when he was a kid, I don't even think the story's all that good. I don't even think that girl has a dream.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, obviously, the music in the ballet is the entirety of it, and that's why this.
I'd rather listen to the music on its own.
Yes.
Well, and
that's why this bullshit is bullshit.
One thing that it does have going for it is that Misty Copeland is in this, and she's a badass. So maybe it's not going to focus on her though, right?
Isn't she like a dancer by trade?
Mm-hmm. She's a world-renowned ballet dancer,
Yeah.
like the top of her field, essentially.
Then fucking do it on a stage, or film it on a stage, or film it just as it is. I don't need to find like a Lord of the Rings style like clash of armies
All I
in my
know
Nutcracker.
is it looks awful.
Yes,
It looks like a slog. Then, speaking of which, November 9th, Dr. Seuss the Grinch. Illumination dips their toes into the Grinch.
I hate this. I hate this movie already.
Yeah.
Hey, is there a way? Okay, so do you like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, like the classic animated
the original
one?
anime? Yes.
Okay. There probably is a way, because that's very dated. It's like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all that stuff. Those are very dated effects and stuff like that. I'm sure there's a way to do a remake of that exact same story, a couple more flourishes, maybe another song, something like that, where it would be palatable, right?
Maybe.
It is. I think as long as Illumination isn't infecting it with their...
That's what I'm saying, is that without all these Jim Carrey-isms, with the previous one, and then Illumination doing whatever version of the Minions they're doing, you would think that they could just take a CG version or whatever animation, update it, use the same songs, maybe update it a little bit while respectful of the source material, and just fucking do it again. I'm not a huge fan of remakes. I'm just saying that you could do it right.
This is another issue, too, where they like, the character of the Grinch is fine. We don't have to know why he's the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, they're going to tell you why he is the way he is. And it's like, that. Why do we have to always strip the magic out of every fucking character there is out there and give them prequels and tell us, oh, well, here's why he is the way he is? Why do we have to do that shit every time? It's never interesting. Nope.
Did you say November 9th?
Yep.
Isn't that a little early for a Christmas movie?
Not when you know Aquaman's coming and you don't want to get out of its way.
One thing that you'll notice looking at the schedule is that Fantastic Beasts comes out the following week, and you have Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, so you got it. They had to get ahead of it.
They had to, yeah. So it wouldn't have even been shocking if they had come out with this in October. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the jump, trying to get 2 weeks in, and then Thanksgiving will help them out. And then by that point, they'll have made their money and everything. So, yeah, November 9th is kind of early, but they had to dodge the schedule. Then you have The Girl in the Spider's Web, which is another girl with a dragon tattoo. This time Claire Foy is playing Elizabeth Salander in this. Claire Foy is an interesting actress, I think.
Yeah.
She has a look that reminds me of, like, she's going to be our next Tilda Swinton or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she can play a lot of different kind of roles. The Girl in the Spider's Web is the one that Stieg Larsson was writing and
Correct.
they finished.
Well, he didn't finish. Yeah, so they finished it for him. Fede Alvarez is directing this one. So there's no connection to either.
To the main trilogy.
Well, let me make sure that this guy didn't direct the original ones. No, he did Don't Breathe. So there's no connection to either the original Swedish trilogy or the Fincher directed remake.
Are you sure? I thought I
at
had
least not
read
with
that
direction.
it was. I mean, it obviously has different actors, but that it was like in some way connected to the Fincher one.
I don't know. Story-wise, it might be.
Well, they just completely abandoned the other two stories.
Yeah, there's two in between there, right?
Yeah, for stateside. So I don't know what unless they're just saying, all right, we messed up with that. That's no.
They threw in the towel with that. I don't know why they did, by the way. That was not. Now, the Fincher one I don't like as much as the original Swedish trilogy, but it was by no means bad.
No, it was pretty atmospheric. I dug it.
I dug it, yeah. And I don't know why they threw in the towel on doing the other two.
I don't think it made a lot of money or got the Oscar praise that they were kind of expecting.
You think they were shooting for Oscar with that?
It kind of did. It kind of looked like they were.
That was the whole.
It came out around Christmas too. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. It might have been on Christmas Day. They came out.
Yeah,
with
I think
that
so.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they weren't like, here's an Oscar picture, but maybe they were kind of hoping it would do better than it did.
It's beautifully shot. It's got great music. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Rooney Mara was fantastic.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig was fine. I always thought that was a missed opportunity because that's such a great story, a great trilogy. And yeah, they probably made it better in the original Swedish one, but I think you could knock that out.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. One of the recurring themes of this podcast to me is I do not understand why they decided to make this movie.
Yeah. The original made 102 million in North America, and then it made 130 elsewhere. It came out December 21st. So it did well. I guess the production budget was 90 million, which means it probably broke even over time.
Yeah.
So that's probably, and there was probably also a time where they were trying to get Fincher to direct those other two, and he's like, I don't have time. I got to do all these other.
I'm making a Netflix show.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's a great Fincher.
Yeah,
I don't even actually know. He didn't sound anything like that.
Yeah, nobody really knows what he sounds like. Not even Kevin Spacey knows. Then we have Overlord, which is a J.J. Abrams produced horror movie about soldiers who stumble on this like secret lab or something like that, and there's like this monster that they've been like, it looks like World War II or something, and like maybe the Germans are like,
I have no idea what's going on with
man,
this movie.
if you combine all the fantastical World War II, like, what the Germans were up to, holy shit, man. They were trying to find the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
They were
Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. They were trying to find the whatever the fuck it was in Captain America. They
The Tesseract?
whatever the fuck. There was like a million different things.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a million different things. They were making all these serums and shit, and they're like building super soldiers. Anyway, that's all I gathered from the trailer.
Nazis.
The trailer looked like it was, it's a typical war movie until like it was like From Dusk Till Dawn or something like that, where like suddenly they run into zombies or some shit. Then on the 16th we have Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Having seen the most recent trailer, I don't know what the fuck this movie is.
I don't either, but it seems like, because I think Newt Scamander was like the most boring character in a Harry Potter movie
what?
ever.
Newt Scamander and Lisbeth Salander should date.
Scamander Salander.
They should date.
Whoa.
Hi, I'm Lisbeth Salander Scamander.
Oh, that would be so
Here's my
badass.
son, Alexander.
Salander Scamander.
Dude, seriously, let's go ahead and make that right now.
No, I mean, I didn't like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I don't think you did either, right?
I liked it okay.
But I love Harry Potter, and this looks like a mano a mano, young Dumbledore versus Grindelwald.
Grindelwald, yeah.
And I'm on board with that. It's set at Hogwarts a little bit, and it's got some interesting stuff to it. If it's more Harry Potter than it is Fantastic Beasts, I'll be on board.
There's a part in there where he's in class and he's like, the biggest fear he has is working in an office. And so there's like a desk and like papers and shit. And like, I'm like, I don't know whether that's a joke or if that's like,
No, that's true. Yeah.
you know, it's one of those type of things where I'm like, you're really that scared of it? And I don't know. I know it's a joke, but it's like,
is this David Yates still?
come on.
Yeah, I think he's signed to do all of them, didn't he?
You
Yeah,
know,
David Yates.
Okay, so he did the last two.
Yeah.
The last three of the last two.
He started on, I think, Order of the Phoenix. didn't
Order of the Phoenix, all the way through, I think.
I mean, Order of the Phoenix is terrific.
Yeah.
Half-Blood Prince, I thought, was good. Deathly Hallows 1 was he didn't really have anything to work with, and I thought Deathly Hallows 2 was good.
Yeah.
But he may be just kind of ready for something new. Because
I'm just
the Fantastic Beasts, I didn't think it was anything
trailer
special.
does not make me want to see the movie.
Yeah.
There's just too much going on this thing, man.
Also, we're kind of doing that whole thing we talked about with the Grinch, where like Dumbledore was cool because I didn't know what he went through to become Dumbledore, and now we're gonna demystify everything about Dumbledore.
No, see, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with knowing some background on Dumbledore.
I don't care.
Especially now that, not that that's the full reason, but J.K. Rowling came out and said that he was gay. And that
But the
would
movies
be...
have come out and said they're not going to lean into that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're not going to lean into it? They're just going to kind of
I
yada
don't
yada?
think they're going to address it at all.
Now, see, that would have made a more interesting dynamic if he had some sort of relationship with Grindelwald or something like that.
And who knows? Maybe maybe the trailer's just bad. There's a possibility that it's just that.
It is a bad trailer, hopefully not for a bad movie.
Yeah. Then we have Instant Family, which is Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne who are
Oh, it sounds awful already.
they are adopting. They want to adopt, so they go to this special gathering where they get all these I guess these kids together at a park, and like people who want to adopt go there and they can like talk to the kids and stuff or whatever.
I didn't even see this one.
So it's basically like a dog shelter for kids.
I don't know.
In the park.
It's an event that this orphanage puts on or whatever.
Take your kid away from the park day?
Yeah, I guess. But they end up getting like they end up falling in love with this one girl that they want to adopt, and they find out that she comes with two other siblings. So they end up getting all three of them, and so the whole thing is about them trying to adapt to not only they're different cultures too, and there's all the. Now, when I saw this trailer, if this trailer gets any kind of widespread recognition at all, I would say this might be a surprise hit.
Well, it was directed by Sean Anders of the Sean Anders that did Daddy's Home 2, Dumb and Dumber 2, We Are the Millers, and Horrible Bosses 2, which I think you like. But just based on Horrible Bosses 2.
Three of those five were big hits. Horrible Bosses 2 did okay, and then obviously the one shit show.
Is this billing as a comedy?
Oh,
yeah.
He also did Sex Drive for the screenplay.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could see something. I mean, a setup like that I could see going for drama.
Yeah,
or
but it's watching this trailer, I was like, oh my God, this is going to appeal to so many people when they see it. It just it hits all of those, like, if you were to write a movie, if you, Jeremy, or you, Barrett, and you wanted to make money with a movie with this premise, you would write the shit that's in this trailer.
So you're not saying it's going to be good. You just think that it could be a hit.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
Now, if it gets to November 9th and nobody knows about Instant Family by that time, then yeah, obviously it's going to tank. But then watching that trailer, I was like, God, this hits all those buttons, man. Then there is a movie called Stuck, which is a musical about these people who get stuck on a subway. It's got Giancarlo Esposito in it. And it's a musical. So it seems like they're all stuck on this train, and they're telling each other about their lives, and it's through song and everything. Watching Giancarlo Esposito sing in a musical is it's interesting enough. I want to see this.
Okay. All right.
But the trailer is kind of strange because I like that premise. They're all stuck in the train. They have to do a musical and all this other stuff. But like all the stuff outside of the train that I think that they're singing about and everything, that trailer looks kind of, I don't know if it's interesting outside of that.
I'll tell you what, I've been in a subway, and if I ever got stuck in one with a bunch of strangers, I would not be singing songs. I really would not.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I would not either. But there would probably be somebody. Somebody would because they'll bring out the guitar case full of quarters and they'll want to,
That's right.
Hey guys, perfect time for you to hear my hits. Then there's Widows, which is a movie. It's got Viola Davis in it, and who else is in this?
A lot of people.
It's based on a Gillian Flynn novel.
Mm-hmm.
Steve McQueen of 12 Years a Slave and that Michael Fassbender
Shame,
yeah. Directed this, and it seems like I think it's got Duvall in it, and it's got who else?
Liam
Neeson's,
John Bernthal's.
Yeah, it's got it sounds like their husbands die or get shot or something, and then they have to continue a robbery or a heist that they were planning.
Yeah, and I've read that Viola Davis is carrying a tiny dog in 85% of her scenes, and that it's awesome.
Okay.
I read they did a screening somewhere, probably I read a review of it that was spoiler free. It was very, very high on the film.
Oh, really?
So interesting.
Yeah.
It does look good.
It does look pretty good. I like it. And again, another terrible title though.
Yeah, I know. Stop it.
Okay, so then on the 21st, this is your Thanksgiving week. We have a lot of stuff coming out. Creed 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cruise
so
control.
Yeah, cruise control. Creed control.
Creed 2? That's awesome.
So here's the thing. I liked the first Creed.
Uh-huh.
What worries me about now that they're doing these Creed movies is they're like, well, let's have the son of Drago come in and fight him.
Which is what happens.
Which is
right?
what happens in this movie.
They've already jumped the shark, haven't they?
Yeah, and so they've got Stallone in there doing that whole like, I gotta give you all the the stuff and the speeches and everything and all that, and I gotta give you the speeches, because you gotta keep on getting hit, and that's how winners is done. And like just. I mean, that's what it is. He's telling him like, oh, you had to fight this guy back in the day. Your father fought this guy's father back in the day, and telling him that, he thought he would be able to get through this, and he died because of it and everything. So that's the big dramatic pull. And he's also married to Tessa Thompson now, and they have a kid. So there's family to worry about. Of course, you're like, you think back to all the Stallone movies where he's got kids and everything, and he keeps fighting no matter what, especially 4.
Yeah.
Where he's established now. He doesn't have to fight anymore. But,
You can't win!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm calling it. I am out on boxing movies for the next 5 years minimum. You cannot tell me a story I have not seen already, and I'm not going to spend my time on that.
I guess they've built up their capital with the amount of characters in this universe and an unexpected hit. I guess both of the most recent Rocky movies were unexpected hits because Balboa did pretty well.
It did.
And Creed did really well and was a
but
really
I'm not
good
even
movie.
specifically talking about Rocky because it's just
Well, what I'm saying is that
year.
This is one franchise that I think can maybe for one more movie get away with Star Warsian relationship drama that goes back generations and stuff like that. But I agree with you. Probably after this, I'm going to join your cause because I don't need to see people hitting each other.
I mean,
I've
the
seen
Miles
that
Teller
before.
one was okay. It was good. The Jake Gyllenhaal one was good.
Mhm.
The one before that with the other guy was good.
Yeah.
The other one with the other guy, Southpaw was good.
South Park.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
You can't tell me a story I haven't seen. I don't know why we're so actually, I think I do know why boxing gets a disproportionate number of movies made, and that's because it's so easy to translate an emotional pain to physicality. Because we're punching, and it's not as easy to tell a dramatic story about a golfer. But I'm over it. I'm done. I'm out. I don't care if Anna Kendrick and Kristen Stewart co-star.
What if it's a girl fight?
I don't care. I will wait 5 years to watch it. I'm out. I'm done.
I can think of some reasons why I would go watch that movie. Then there is Green Book. This felt like Driving Miss Daisy to me, only Viggo Mortensen
You're
is,
reverse.
yeah. Viggo Mortensen's the driver and Mahershala Ali is the rich guy getting driven around or whatever. But there's still racial tensions and
Yeah, the Green Book was apparently the name of a document that helped blacks know where it was safe for them to go in the South back in this era. So, like, safe for you to go to this diner, it's safe for you to go to this whatever. So that's where the title comes from. And again, this is based on a real guy that was hired to drive a black, I think, piano player.
yeah, he's a
Oh,
pianist.
that's wild, because I've heard about the story,
On
the
a
actual
tour,
book.
yeah.
I've never heard. I didn't realize they were making a movie out
So
of it.
yeah, Viggo's driving him around, and I think it's pretty classic case of Viggo starts out a little bigoted, and by the end he's going to realize that he was wrong, and he might be worth a watch.
Yeah, I had never heard of that Green Book thing before, but apparently some people have seen it, and there's like 47 votes on IMDb. It's got a 9.4 right now. So.
Yeah, Viggo's on the kind of stretch at this point in his career that his appearance alone almost merits a watch, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's got a really good picker.
Yeah. Then the big one that comes out on the 21st is Ralph Breaks the Internet. This trailer looks awful.
It does. I'm really scared.
Yeah, I am too. It looks like Disney the movie.
And I'm the guy. I'm like the Wreck-It Ralph guy. Like, and this one won't tarnish the original, but I might not be the shout from the rooftops Wreck-It Ralph guy after this if this one's not very good.
Why did you like the first one so much?
Because it's funny, it's clever, it's original. It's I don't know, all those things. It's got heart, but it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
And this one is got Emoji Movie written all over it. Like
It really does.
It does.
It's, I mean, going inside the internet feels like that should be an original concept, but we saw that in Tron basically, and then we saw it in Emoji Movie, and now a sequel to a movie that was really good because it's video games and had a good story arc to it and everything. Now they're in the internet. Now it could be one of those notoriously bad Disney trailers.
It could be. Even the original Wreck-It Ralph's trailer was bad.
Yeah. But I really don't know. Like, I don't like the idea of Sarah Silverman character getting in, with all the princesses and all that. That doesn't seem all that funny. After having just seen Shrek the Third, by the way, where there was all this stuff with the Disney princesses and everything, it's like I'm tired of this smart alecky bullshit that keeps happening, like with these characters and everything. Like, I understand that's what sells, but this, this stuff is just driving me up the wall now.
I just feel like there were plenty more stories they could have told with the other games in that arcade, because the first one really just shows us Hero's Duty and Sugar Rush, and that's it. And there are dozens and dozens of other games in there, and they could have gone into one of those and found some interesting characters, told another story, found another predicament to get out of. Jumping straight from a video game to the internet, I really feel like you jumped the shark just in concept alone.
Well, here's the question. Did it need a sequel at all?
Well, no, but that's... Again, no
Obviously,
one's listening to
financials
me
belong-
when
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying that anymore, so I'm just accepting that they're going to keep making anything that makes money, they're going to make more of. A sequel, a reboot, whatever. They're going to keep doing that shit. But if you had to do Wreck-It Ralph, you could have gone in a dozen better ways, I think, than this. But whatever. Fuck it.
But again, maybe good.
It might be. It's not instilling me with confidence. Then there is another Robin Hood. We needed another fucking Robin Hood. Now,
This is Ansel Egel.
no, this is Taron Egerton playing
Taron
Robin
Egerton.
Hood.
Same guy. Same fucking guy. Sorry, those guys. Same fucking guy.
Touche.
It's like Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is another one where they're like, let's see how he became Robin Hood. And it's
Let's show him doing CrossFit.
And they show Jamie Foxx plays Little John in this, and he's training him and everything. And so so this is how he became a badass with his bow and arrow. Okay. And then, of course, if you had to pick one actor to be the Sheriff of Nottingham these days, who's that motherfucker going to be? Ben Mendelsohn again.
Oh my God.
This motherfucker
Dude cannot get a hero's role.
I know. I think there's some other movie that's coming out with him in it where he's not the bad guy. Or is he the bad guy?
I don't know. I saw another one where he is the bad guy.
Yeah. He's always the big bad in these fucking things. I mean, we don't have to spend too much time on fucking Robin Hood. Just know that the movie has these movies have been made 100 times.
Yeah.
There's 1 million Robin Hoods out there. Why do they keep making Robin Hoods?
Because they don't have to pay anybody for the rights.
I guess
that. And all right, look, Prince of Thieves was not a good movie, objectively, and Costner was not really good in there either. Kind of switching my stances of last podcast. But for some reason, I love that movie. I love watching it. It's probably fucking Alan Rickman and Guy of Gisborne and all that stuff and Morgan Freeman. I bet you that there's going to be a group of kids that this catches at the right time, that this will be their Robin Hood. I think the Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe one completely missed everybody because I didn't think it had an audience, but they're clearly going for a younger audience, more fun, more sex, more romance than the Errol Flynn stuff did, the Kevin Costner stuff did.
I think we're overestimating Taron Egerton's star power after 2 Kingsman movies and that skier movie that nobody saw.
Is it Egerton or is it Edgerton?
I don't really care.
But you said that very confidently, like you've heard it.
No,
I've never heard the name. I just assume it's Edgerton.
It probably is. I don't know. But my point is, I don't know that he can carry a movie, especially a Robin Hood. Also, do you remember who played Maid Marian in the Kevin Costner one?
Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio.
Just wanted to make sure we talked about both famous Mary Elizabeth actresses in this podcast.
Oh my God, I could talk about Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio for a long time.
Yes. Winstead, Mastrantonio. Are there any other Mary Elizabeths in Hollywood?
There's a lot of Catholics.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Then there's another movie called Second Act, which has no chance whatsoever. Jennifer Lopez starring vehicle where she's, I guess this is the second act of her career or whatever, and she's being hired into this corporate world or whatever. And like the only thing that I kept thinking about during this whole thing is I don't know if Jennifer Lopez can play these like poor characters anymore.
Yeah.
Like, is this a drama or a comedy?
It's like both, romantic comedy type of thing. The IMDb description: a big box store worker reinvents her life and her life story and shows Madison Avenue what street smarts can do. And so like I just don't buy. I know she's Jenny from the Block and all this other bullshit. She's too much diva to be someone who's poor and comes into this kind of setting and like, oh, look at what street smarts can do.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I feel a little bit of the same thing with The Star Is Born. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to have to somehow buy that Lady Gaga doesn't have confidence.
Yeah.
She wore a meat dress, for God's sake.
I know.
She's the most confident person I know. Yeah, I totally get the same vibe here. I'm not sure it's going to play.
Yeah.
But just timing-wise, I think it's going to get avalanched anyway.
Yeah, really, honestly, a lot of these movies, I don't understand what they're trying to do. And Thanksgiving is always is like half tentpole type of release date, but it's also a dumping site a lot of time.
Yeah.
They're like, well, maybe we'll come out with it on Thanksgiving and maybe people will come see it and all that. But you're running up against some really heavy hitters right there. If you go, once you get past Ralph Wrecks the Internet or Ralph Destroys the Internet.
Breaks the Internet,
because they have a big argument about that, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Once you get past that and you get past Creed 2, and then I think Robin Hood's going to fall by the wayside on this too. Once you get past those, I mean, nobody really wants to watch it.
Do you think Fantastic Beasts is going to do well?
Yeah.
Like at the same level as the original?
I think most people are still interested in more of that world. I'm not, but I think most people are.
Yeah, I think it's going to do perfectly fine. I know that there was some like movement out there like, how dare you put Johnny Depp in this movie? But that's not going to matter in the end.
No.
Yeah, people were always, especially as J.K. Rowling's name is featured prominently in it and everything. I mean,
She's a goddamn delight, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This woman is a light in the world that should go on forever. Her Twitter account is fantastic.
She's good at it.
It's
She's
peerless. She has a nice output. She contributes to society, even though she's a gajillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And she's easy on the eyes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I just adore this woman.
Yeah.
I think she is just a treasure.
I was with you right up until the end, but it's all right.
No, I like her a lot too.
I like her.
I like her a lot too. On to the limited releases, we have Bodied, which is a weird rap battle movie.
Have you seen this? The trailer,
No, but
for this?
Eminem produced this.
Yes.
I haven't seen the trailer.
It's weird. Like, I don't know what to think of it. Like, it starts like the main crux of that trailer is this like nerdy white boy with glasses starts trying to rap battle, and then this guy who's physically superior to him also just lays down very Eminem style rhymes at him, and like not only beats him like bullies him this way, but bullies him physically as well. And then it just ends the trailer. So like I don't think they have a full fleshed out idea of how to make this trailer yet. Then there's Boy Erased, which has Lucas Hedges as a gay teenager who his parents, Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe, try to send him to one of those like conversion camps, I guess.
This looks like it could be pretty fucking powerful.
There are
man.
2 movies about this. Because Chloe Grace Moritz is in the Miseducation of Cameron Post.
Oh, yeah.
So there's 2, and I think hers is going a little bit more serious, and I think the Lucas Hedges one is a little bit more dramedy. But I've heard good things about. They both played at festivals already. I've heard good things about both of them.
This guy can just keep putting out movies, and I'm going to go see him just because. And they're always around award season.
Yeah.
He's just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This Lucas Hedges. He's going to be. I mean, this is somebody that you can look at down the road as like it's a little hyperbolic, but like a Daniel Day-Lewis almost.
We're seeing a lot of like actors in this age range who are just stunningly good.
I think Chalamet. I know what you mean by what you got.
I'll be willing to be wrong about that.
I was pretty blown away by his performance.
Yeah, and even the kid and White Boy Rick, and there's several who are just like showing some real chops early on.
Tomasino.
Yeah,
really good.
Tommy Tomasino.
That's really good.
People really don't give that Jurassic Park 3 performances to.
They do not.
I mean, he's in a completely different movie. That's how good he is.
Totally.
Then there is The Front Runner, which is the Gary Hart biopic with Hugh Jackman playing Gary Hart.
Just the story we need right now.
Yes.
He gets taken down by like a cocaine scandal or a prostitute
it's a
scandal.
woman.
It was an affair. I remember.
Yeah.
It's like it means absolutely nothing to 1988. That was huge.
Well, fucking Howard Dean got derailed by yelling at a fucking rally.
But
I remember this, though. And I think that this is one of those rare times where me being 1 or 2 years older than you guys makes a little bit, because this was everywhere. Everyone was talking about this. And I think that's why they're making the movie, is that he's one of the last few that was truly derailed by an affair. As you say that, we live in Nashville with Megan Barry.
Yeah.
So he's not. But I think at least running for president, because Clinton had the same kind of scandals that Gary Hart did, but Clinton came out okay, whereas Gary Hart was sunk by it completely. Up until then, he was, as the title implies, the front runner.
Yeah.
I like Hugh Jackman enough, and there's something in this that he saw, so I'll give it a look.
And Jason Reitman directed this.
Even more reason.
All right.
I'm in.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's always that. Then there is Outlaw King, which is the Robert the Bruce Netflix original, which has Chris Pine as Robert the Bruce, and I don't think one hint of William Wallace at all. In fact, I think I went to the IMDb and I don't see anybody playing him. So they're definitely trying to get away from Braveheart on this.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this. The trailer looks pretty good. Story is good. Love me some Chris Pine. Didn't quite buy the accent, but hey, you know, I mean, Mel, I keep saying Mel Brooks in my head.
Mel B.
Mel Gibson pulled it off.
I mean, I think Chris Pine is one of those that he's the future, like De Niro, Pacino level. Like great in everything, and in most things, he elevates everybody around him.
So you're optimistic about this?
I am, just because just everything from Star Trek to Hell or High Water.
I agree. No, I agree. He's amazing.
Even Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
I think you take him out of Wonder Woman and you put any other good actor in that role, and it's going to be missing just enough to make it less, because he has a little bit of magic in him. I think he's special. Anyway, I'll check it out. But yeah.
Well, and speaking of which, the guy who directed this, David Mackenzie, also directed Outlaw King.
Oh, okay.
Directed Hell or High Water.
Oh.
So
all right.
It's the same guy.
All right.
I guess I'm in there.
Well, plus it's Netflix. And do you know anything about this strategy? If they're going to, because Ballad of Lester Scruggs, which you'll get to in a little bit, that's going to be in theaters and at Netflix.
Outlaw King is November 9th, and in fact, we are going to go to the Ballad of Buster Scruggs next. Ballad of Buster Scruggs comes out on November 16th. So I think they have a theater release strategy with these, but I think they might have simultaneous.
It'll be at the same time.
Yeah. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is the new Coen Brothers movie that's coming out. It's got Tim Blake Nelson, James Franco, and it looks great.
Yeah, what'd you think of that trailer?
I love the trailer.
It
Yeah.
just
Well,
came
what's
out
fascinating
yesterday.
about this is this project started out as like an anthology series. It started out as like a limited form series, unless I'm thinking of the wrong thing. And then somewhere along the way, they realized it was a movie, and they decided to make a movie. But yeah, I mean, it has that kind of charm that when the Coens are firing on all cylinders, you can't beat it. So I'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's also got Liam Neeson's in it, and it's also got Brendan Gleeson's in it. So,
and James Franco's.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. Stephen Root shows up in a.
Oh my God, that like funny line.
Yeah, it looks good, but it does make you wonder, why is this on Netflix?
I think that was probably just a money issue, don't you
You
think? Because I think hearing something about it when they were conceptualizing this, they were saying because, okay, I've got to fact check myself about this, because it was a calculated decision by the Coens, because at the time they couldn't get awards consideration. Now I think the only reason that maybe they relented and signed with Netflix is because they did have this simultaneous release in theaters, so that they would be eligible for awards ceremonies.
Okay.
So, and I think they probably showered them with money. They took a fire hose and just pumped their house with money.
Yeah, probably so. And then finally we have Anna and the Apocalypse, which is another musical, but this is it's a zombie, like it's almost Shaun of the Dead meets they say La La Land in the trailer, but there was something else that was brought to mind watching this trailer.
Oh, Zombieland.
Zombieland, maybe. Yeah.
La La Land and Zombieland.
Yeah, I don't know, but this looks funny.
It does.
Yeah, this
It
looks
does.
really good. I don't know. It's just when you add stuff like a musical into something like this, I don't know. I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
yeah.
there. So that is all the way through Thanksgiving.
I know. We didn't even get to all the awards contenders and the holiday stuff and all that stuff. We'll do that in a
we'll
in a
do that
later
probably
episode.
in next month or November,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. We'll get into the December stuff. And
What are you
all
looking forward to most around here?
I definitely want to see the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And I like Suspiria is a high on my list. Mid-90s is high on my list.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see this All About Nina. There's something about that looks really good to me. And even stuff like Bad Times at the El Royale looks fun.
Yeah.
And who knows? I may not watch these in theaters or even like a year after they come out. But those are the type of movies, and especially that Anna and the Apocalypse. That looks fun. So
for me, it's all Batista Soccer Stadium.
yeah, yep.
That's the highest on my list.
5 years from now, when we're doing the podcast, I'll have completely forgotten about that movie, and then you'll bring it up. You're like, I saw this Bautista movie.
He ends up in goal at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And I'll be like, holy shit, I've never heard of this before. Even though 5 years prior we talked about it in great length.
It's interesting because as bad as Cloverfield Paradox is, I was excited to watch it because it was so suddenly available to me. You know, like
Yeah.
the next day after the Super Bowl, I was on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like Outlaw King, and one thing that we didn't, Outlaw King, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and then that miniseries with Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, Mind something. That looks amazing too. So that stuff is what I'm really excited about because I don't have to leave my house.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like premium content immediately available.
yeah.
The opposite of the Cloverfield paradox.
And I mean, there's going to be others on here that are on this list that I want to watch, but they don't like I know that some of these are going to be good, but they're not the ones that I immediately gravitate towards. You know, Boy Erased is one, you know, that I know will be good, but it's not like, I can't wait till that comes out, you know? So I'm looking to have fun movies this fall.
Yeah. There's some good stuff out there. I can't wait for the Tiffany Haddish threesome that we're going to have over the next 3 months.
Yes.
I'm going to wait until they're all in theaters at the same time and do a triple feature.
That's right. Do a triple mini cast, mini pod.
Yeah, do it live from the theater.
Yeah.
'Cause nobody else will be there.
Hey guys, Tiffany Haddish all the time, 24 hours. We're going to dive deep into the oath.
Yeah, so we have no time for questions. We were pumped about the questions. We're going to get to the questions.
We will eventually get to the questions again. Anyway, that'll do it for this week. Keep going to SinCast, presented by Cinemasins on Facebook. Keep going to Twitter. Keep going to Reddit, SoundCloud. There's a lot of ways to come and comment on this very episode.
Yeah, I had some disagreement on the last one. I got to send you guys an email that had some disagreement about the Colin Kaepernick Twitter stuff that we got into, the first man controversy.
If only because I didn't clarify myself very well. I'm going to probably steer away from that kind of topic in the future.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to offend anybody, and I wasn't trying to call everybody racist who didn't agree with me.
Of course not.
But articulation is not always my strong suit. But we didn't get into any of that today, so
No.
just now.
And I had a similar comment on Facebook, and I was like, this is probably why we don't get into this type of stuff often, because that's not what this podcast is about.
Right, but if there's certain times where we feel compelled to, I stand by the first man thing.
But to get into the exact right thing that we want to say out there that doesn't get misconstrued, that's nearly impossible.
Yep.
So that's why I don't like getting into that type of stuff. But anyway, just keep going to those places and giving us comments. We enjoy responding to them. But that'll do this for this week. It's Chris Atkins and Jeremy Scott and Barrett Sher. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. Comment on our episodes on our SoundCloud page. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. And be sure to visit cinemasins.com.
I just have to grin and bear it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, cut all that out.
Whenever somebody says grin and bear it, do you ever go, hey, what do you need?
Yeah. There's been many, many times where it's almost like the the drunk dude in Grosse Pointe Blank, where he's like, I'm drawing a complete blank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like somebody will be like, I guess I just got to grin and bear it. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What a dick.
That doesn't happen to people who use their Christian given names.
I know.
I'm just joking.
You can start going out and like fucking, getting all like, we can get to be like Color of Money or something like that, where we're hustling people. We're like, come on over.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're like, oh
First
my
time
God,
playing.
I'm so horrible at this.
I'm so wasted. 300-yard drive.
I've never been able to do that. Never once. It's so crazy.
That'd be great.
Like Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
God, he's so awesome. It may be one of my favorite roles he's ever done.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can't help but smile at himself.
Yeah.
But he's still trying to do the polite thing at the end, like, oh, it's okay, it happens to everybody. But he's like grinning, like, I fucking got you, dude.
Yeah, and it's also one of my favorite Paul Newman moments because he's like, "Are you a hustler?" And he's like, "Hey man, hey, if you want the money back, there's no hard feelings." Blah blah blah. Are you a hustler? He just keeps asking that question, and he never answers it. And he knows the answer. He just wants him to hear him say it.
I watched A Law-Abiding Citizen.
I saw you put that in an email, and I love that you had a good time with it. Because it's just, I mean, it's fucking bonkers.
It's exactly. It's been like enough time between that to where you described it, where I forgot a few details, like at the tunnel bit and all that stuff. And I forgot like how much Jamie Foxx distrusted him in the beginning. He's like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll get you a bed, whatever." And the fucking exploding cell phone with the judge.
Yeah, man,
It's so fucking great, man. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah,
and they were like I don't like Gerard Butler in anything besides like 300, basically, but he was perfect in this.
I'm telling you, man. I almost said this in a previous podcast. I think he's intentionally choosing the most insane movies possible. Because I watched this one with Pierce Brosnan, where he had like had an affair with Pierce Brosnan's wife, and Pierce Brosnan takes him and his wife, kidnaps them.
Oh,
it's batshit insane.
It's not Prisoners, but it came out around the same time as Prisoners.
Yeah.
I never saw this.
I'm not saying you should, and then he's got that White House down has fallen, whichever one he's in, and even the 300. He's in some video game movie.
I don't know.
Gamer.
Gamer. Yeah, Gamer's a
Shattered. Shattered is the name of it. Yes,
because of course I was expecting Shattered Glass or that old. Was it Tim Robbins that was in a movie with Shatter in the title? No, there's a movie from the '90s with Shatter in the title.
I think there was even another just Shattered.
It may
movie.
be that then.
Yeah, Prisoners came out long after Shattered, but I know what you're talking about.
Shattered Fingers.
Yes.
Fingers.
Anyway, I feel like Gerard Butler is intentionally choosing batshit insane movies and just having the time of his life.
I guess so. He didn't look like he was having all that much fun in Geostorm, but I think Geostorm was just like a favor called in by somebody.
Well, again, Geostorm is a batshit insane movie.
Yeah. It was nowhere near as fun as a law-abiding citizen.
Well, no, I agree.
Mom, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Well, I guess. Are you fucking kidding me? You were just about to let me go.
I love the bit where they like describe him as like the world's best planner, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you've thought of something, he has too, or whatever. I'm
He's
just
too
like
smart for you.
Yeah.
They keep casting him too as these American heroes who are Scottish.
Yeah, he's got just obvious little Scottish things
like
coming in there.
There's a submarine movie that's coming out with him in it, and he's like the main guy.
Awesome.
And remember, also he was in Phantom of the Opera.
That's right.
That's such a weird thing. Before he was really famous,
But he was good in that.
yeah, he was good.
And
But you go back after you know what you know about his career, and then you go back to Phantom of the Opera.
know.
It's like, what the fuck?
And I think he sang in that.
He
too.
did. Like, you can still hear some of his brogue in the way he sings. the
Yeah,
song.
I can't. I'm so happy that Amy Rossum is released from Shameless, so she can do better.
Maybe
shit.
she can do some other stuff now.
Yeah,
Although there's a few people I know that love that show.
my wife loves that show.
I've never seen it.
It's
And I
gross.
love-
It's a gross show.
I love like all the people in it.
Me too.
The premise always sounded kind of like you're saying, like, no, there's hardly anyone to actually root for.
Nope, it's gross.
I've seen about 6 episodes of the first season.
You root for her essentially, but like she's not perfect, but she's not like doing anything to really like bolster your faith in her. I don't know. I hope she does a million other things because she's amazing and beautiful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was always told that you staying at your house most of the time is what made you sick.
Interesting.
Not going out.
Interesting.
That
need to get out more.
most of your germs and stuff are actually in, and you're getting sick because it's your own germs that keep interacting with you.
Did you see that study that found that the TSA plastic bins have more germs than the toilets in the airport?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, and that shit just doesn't worry me. I wish they'd just not even bother with that. Like how many times do I go out every day and do stuff that's, there's probably, if I saw the bacteria, yeah, it'd be awful. But
Yeah.
like, I just none of that. I've been out too many times and never gotten sick to really worry about, the bins and fucking airports and shit. I'm sure like, there's some things that you just never would think of that have like the worst possible strains of bacteria.
When we were in New York a couple weeks ago, I was very conscious every time we were on the subway. When I could, I would just wrap my arm around a pole and then put that hand in the pocket instead of actually touching the thing because I don't know. I just feel like, and of course, I didn't get sick. I grabbed plenty of those poles throughout the stay, and here I am. I haven't had any sickness, but still, it feels like just mathematically, just being in New York City for an hour, you should catch a cold.
I know. I was seriously a germaphobe when I moved to Chicago, and getting on the train all that many times, and I would get in my space where you saw me in New York, where you could cram in the corner between the door and the divider there, and you wouldn't have to touch anything or anyone. You can literally do this and listen to your earbuds the whole time. But then when Cubs games started and like rush hour and all that stuff, I was just like having to hold on for dear life, and eventually I was just like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Like have a Italian beef in one hand.
A big city will break a germaphobe pretty quick.
Yeah, totally, man.